Small doses. Self-help from the hip. Small doses. We're talking that shit. Small doses. And keeping it real. Small doses. With me and Nana Seals. It's so funky. So on the subject of Black motherhood and, you know, your role as a Black mother and even just the space that you're creating for Black mothers, are there any books that you feel have helped to guide you in how you identify and how you want to create a space for others too?
I just remember reading, I bought all the books, when I was having a baby, what to expect. Like, I didn't read most of them. I was like, what the hell? And I read this book called Confessions of a Domestic Failure. And I get to the end of the book and a Black woman in Canada wrote it. And it wasn't, the woman didn't have to say, like the lead character was a Black girl, but she didn't say blackity black, 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 black. She was just a fully realized human being. And her motherhood, and she was a career woman who happened to get pregnant like me by surprise and all this stuff. And it was just funny as hell. I was laughing because I just needed to laugh. But when I looked at the back and I saw it was a Black woman, Boomni, who wrote it, I was like, she just treated me like I'm human.
Yeah.
I relate to this woman so much. And it's just a good read. And it was just, I think sometimes the care for us is so effed, and I felt like cared for in this book. And I felt like my feelings of whether it was loneliness or whether it was, my relationship is whack right now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it hit all the notes in this book, and it's a simple read, but it was just funny as hell. And it was the main character was treated like a human being. And she had her own dreams and wants. It wasn't just about kids. It was about a fully realized human. And that made me happy. And that's like something that helped me, actually inspired me to really start Sugarberry and the sugar.
And it's called Confessions of a
Domestic Failure. Confessions of a Domestic Failure.
And are there any books that you feel shaped you as a person that show up in how you mother?
It shaped me in how I mother. How I mother.
The reason I ask that is because, like you said, you mother differently than your mother.
Yeah.
And there's things that shape us. And sometimes there's other stories that we read that teach us something that ends up showing up in other ways. Right. So like you had mentioned, like the autobiography of Malcolm X and like.
Or like, Cage Birds. Why Maya Angelou?
I know why the cage bird sings.
I know why. Yes. I think from there, like the idea, like when Maya Angelou said, she talks about this part in the book where she had no voice for a while. I think that's that one.
She was raped.
Where she had no voice. Talking. She was raped and she had no voice. Yes, she stopped talking. And a lot, and even within my family, like there's a lot of trauma that has happened. And for me, the reason why it's so important and there's a lot of secrets, right? Yes. Especially I feel like in our community sometimes, like don't say nothing about your, whoever. Don't say, everybody knows the secret, but the secret is never uncovered and the person is never shamed, right? Mm-hmm. So the secret lives with the victims. And it is my job to protect my child, but it is also my job to give her the words to speak things, to speak truth and to speak honesty and to really, I even when I touch her, like I'm like, oh, I'll touch her butt. She'll be like, Mom, I don't want you to touch my butt. Like, I'll be like, oh, I love your juicy little butt. And she's like, don't touch. Like, she has dominion over her body, right? This is hers. So if my daughter does not want something done to her, other than being, washed in the bathtub, but like,
right.
She, like you said, what your mom gave you, that is I want to give her the power of communication, the power of ownership of who she is, the power to speak truth to life, and the power to shift change. Like, seriously, like, that is my job. And I hope that I'm doing the best that I can. So one of those things like that, I think that moment in that book made me want to empower my daughter even more.
I always like, but. So we have a little segment called These Three Words, where I throw 3 words at our guests that, have kind of spoken to me through our conversation. And we've been talking about Black motherhood and, just the unique nuances of it and where it kind of gets left on the side of the road and where it gets picked up. So I have 3 words for you. And I want to know just when I say this word, what this word means to you. And I think it'd be cool to just even consider like what this word means to Black motherhood for you.
Okay.
The first word is happy.
What happy means to me. I think even more so, it's fluid. It's not a continuous feeling, and being okay with happy just means peace to me, to be honest, these days. Like keeping your peace, blocking out, within reason, negativity, enjoying like the little things, man. Enjoying the little things even more so now more than ever. Happiness is keeping my peace very clean. Clean. Sorry, you wanted one word.
No. I was giving you one word. You were expounding. Okay. Yeah. No, I want you to expound. I'm just giving you one word, but you give me all the words.
Okay.
Feel free to give me all the words.
Okay.
Which speaks to the next word, voice.
Voice. That's a good one. Voice. For me, it's really, with a voice, right? You have to have a sense of self, I feel like, and what you want to say. And I think it takes time to develop, that voice, because it's scary sometimes when you speak whatever truth you believe. But it's just super important to figure out where you stand so that you don't feel like other people's voices need to be yours, if you understand what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I think sometimes we get so swept up in what other people are saying or what I got to do, how she does it. Nobody can be Amanda, right? Nobody can be Angela. Nobody can be Charlamagne. Nobody could be any of these people. You just got to figure out what's important for you and say it. And say it fiercely. And hopefully we're raising our kids to continue that.
The last word is preserve.
Oh. Preserve. Preserve. That girl, you going with it. You can. Jesus. I thought it would be like baby feet.
Pushy.
Preserve.
Right, and I had to give it to you with a
juicy
preserve.
Cheek. Preserve.
So let me tell you where preserve.
Yeah.
So I remember a conversation my father had with my mother once about Whitney Houston versus Barbra Streisand. Mm-hmm. And he was like, they just didn't preserve her. They just did, you look at Barbara and you can see like they preserved her. They
built a bubble around her and
yes.
made sure it was not touched when it needed not to be.
And they didn't do that for Whitney. And I've always felt like that was being done for me. So I'm curious.
Yeah. I think my mom preserved us. I think she kept us best way she knew how, right? And I think what she did instill in me was love, and she walks with this power that I'm now infusing in my child, so that there can actually be a legacy to preserve, right? And there can be lineage, you know. Like, I think about my family history, right? And I feel fragmented all over the place because we're trying to figure out our family trees. People have died, like, information is lost. And for me, I want to collect all that information and protect it for Ella's future, because it's going to make her into just a different human being. So when I think of preserve, I think of that. I think of ancestry.
Namaste.
Okay. When you come on your show, you got to be like, cloud, we talking to like,
we moving, we grooving. It's light years. Like,
oh my God. I'm like, Jesus, Amanda. I love it. You have me thinking. I was like, ooh.
Okay, that is my goal. I be wanting people to leave like, I like when Issa, we did side effects of being a boss. She was like, God damn it. You're making shit. Like, you knew who you was talking to.
Right. There ain't no fluff over here.
And even when there is, it's like how your mom be like, is the shoe going to drop? Yes. On the other side of fluff, you are going to get preserve. Because what's funny is my third word was originally going to be boo-boo the fool. And I was like, no. I have one that I feel like I need.
You're like, I know. Spirit.
Yeah, but then I was up on this vibration and you was right here the whole time. And you was like, ancestry. You pulled ancestry out. Yes. And lineage. So we here. We here.
Oh my God, Amanda, you're hilarious. Hilarious.
Thank you, Miss Tika Sumpter. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh my gosh.
I know we've been trying to set it up, and then pandemics.
A pandemic.
So please tell folks. No, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm like talking over you.
This is what we do. We talk. We have so much to say. There's energy. You see how you just quieted yourself. You just quieted yourself for no reason.
I did. I did. Well, I didn't want to step on you.
No, you can't. You know how loud I am. You can't.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Speak.
You were gonna say something. No. I forgot now with all that.
Well, we were saying that, we were trying to set this up and then there were pandemics, that crept in and, but I think what you were going to say is, but you know what? When it was the right time.
It was supposed, exactly. It was supposed to happen exactly like this. And hopefully if I ever come back, I'll get to see you in person if you ever have me back.
Of course I'll have you back. And just to let you know, when we did These 3 Words segment, let me tell you how far my brain travels down roads.
What? Tell me.
Preserve, I was like, preserve makes me think of Sugarberry's preserved jar. And that represents the sweetness of Black motherhood being cradled in the hands of a knowing matriarch.
The sweet molasses. There you go.
Yeah. So please tell folks where and when they can check out all that is involved with Sugarberry.
Yeah. So you can go now. There's the sugar. It's on Stitcher or wherever you download your favorite podcasts. You can catch us on Instagram at the Sugarberries. That's our community. And catch me on Instagram at Tika Sumpter, and on Twitter, I am Tika Sumpter. So that's it. Oh, and don't forget to go to sugarberry.com.
You got to say it just like Maya. Yes. Sugarberry.com. Yes. Do that. And congratulations on getting this off the ground and seeing a vision come to fruition. I think it's hard enough to do that when things are, oh my God, seemingly normal. So, I'm glad that it didn't, that the hiccup didn't become, a complete halt, and that it has ended up being something that has been somewhat of a silver lining in the midst of all of this. So
thank you so much for having me on. You keep doing what you do. We're watching you. We're rooting for you. And you're giving a voice to a whole other generation, and the one that you're also in. So
thank you, Tika.
I'm really happy for you.
You're welcome.
You're preserving, darling. Legacy for your dog.